I mean, even though he had protested this before, he's all about it now. He's smiling. He's like, you know what? Good for you. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. He was just about to do some rough stuff to you, and apparently he was a really bad dude. Like, before, I didn't know how shitty he was, but he's fucking with kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, cut his balls off.
Yeah, might as well.
That's great. Do it. Do it up. Also, the scene kind of reminds me of, I mean, it came after, obviously. This was written way before, but if you've seen SOA, there's a scene where they chop off the dude's nuggets. And some people are like, no, don't do it. And then it ends up happening anyways. And it makes me think of this.
Yeah, and you really don't feel bad for him. It's an intense, hard thing to watch. But that doesn't mean it's not deserved.
Yeah, and it was for the same thing.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I think that the point is, it is disturbing and hard to watch, to witness. But it's not that you feel bad for the guy. I mean, that'd just be awful if it happened to anybody. At least it's happening to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Sir. So, Kahlan, after dropping the sack in his hands.
Gross.
Flop. She tosses the knife and takes the mace. And Demon tells her he's concerned he's not going to be able to keep standing. What with, the blood loss.
With the blood loss. Hey, I don't know if I can stand up much longer.
And she just tells him, it's going to displease me if you fall over. So, do you want that? And he's like, okay, gotcha. I will keep standing. And she proceeds to ask him if what he said about Richard was true. And he confirms it all was, adding that Denna took him as a mate to cause him more pain. Again, I don't know why even confessed Demon would have to share that bit of information.
Yeah, I don't know why that would really matter to him, but
cool.
Yeah.
Pisses her off more. And then he asks if he's sure that Richard died. And Demon says, I didn't see him die, but I can't see a situation in which he wouldn't have been dead by now.
Yeah, and he goes on to add that Denna kind of held him longer and hurt him more than was usual, that no man has lasted as long as he did. And I mean, he couldn't have survived until now. It's just not possible.
That's another thing that happens with Mord Sith, which, again, I didn't really know. I know that we were told that Mord Sith undergo the torture for a lot longer. I don't think we were ever told that, like, pets usually don't. I know we were told that a lot of them die early on, but I guess I didn't realize that meant most die in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, we know Richard is strong, but for all we know, for what he went through, most people would have died within a day. Maybe two.
At this point, though, Kahlan and Zedd are both a little bit, like, crushed, and they're pretty upset that he's been caught by the Mord Sith. Meanwhile, Kahlan tells Nass to look her in the face and crushes his skull with the battle mace.
Which is as things should be.
Yeah. And then she walks away, and she hands a bowl to Chase and tells him to go get her some fucking poison berries.
Yeah, at which point he looks over at Zedd, and Zedd's like, don't do that.
Don't question, just go.
Don't even hesitate. Just make your move now. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. He puts his cloak around her, and then he goes and does his task. Because at this point, she's naked. Still. Zedd puts his arm around her, and then starts to clean up all her wounds with her ripped shirt. And then he looks her in the eyes, and he tells her that Richard didn't die for nothing. They had found the box, by the way. It's still over with Michael. Super duper safe. We're so fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to be great.
Again, we've basically won the mission. All we have to do is wait out Dark and Raw.
For real. At this point, we're just going there to, like, rub it in.
Yeah. Yeah, we're fine.
Kahlan says all she's going to remember is that she loved him and that she couldn't tell him that. But I have to tell you that we have to go to another break. We'll be back right after this.
And we are back. So, Chase returns with the berries and gives them to Kahlan, who crushes them up. Then she tells Zedd that Darkin is hers. She's putting on dibs. And we all know that dibs is official.
Right. And Zedd's like, yeah. I fucking know. Okay. You've made this very clear with your tantrum. Also, I'm pretty sure Kahlan looks very scary at this point because she's naked, like squatting, I imagine, on the ground with the bowl in between her legs, crushing these berries up. And she's got the cape over her shoulders. Her hair's a mess. And she's like, dark and roll is mine.
Looking a lot like Sam.
Yeah, Sam, Gollum.
Creepy.
Yeah, that's the vibe I was getting for sure. And Zedd's like, yeah, calm down. It's okay. It's fine. Chase takes off to go bury Brophy as Kahlan uses the poison berries to paint lightning bolts on her face, which I feel like probably not super great idea.
Yeah, you'd think something not poison would be the preference.
Yeah, like, I don't know the specifics of poisons and berries, but I feel like if it's poison in your mouth, you don't want it on your skin.
No.
After Kahlan paints the lightning bolts in poison on her face, she also brushes her hair and puts her confessor dress on. So it's like, shit's getting real now.
She's putting on a uniform. Look out.
Yeah.
Chase tries to get her to keep the cloak on, and she goes, no, I'm not going to hide that I am the Mother Confessor at all anymore. From now on, when I show up, they're going to know exactly who the fuck I am and who I am coming for.
Yup.
Yes. She says she's going to start heading for the People's Palace, and she will not be stopping until she gets there. They can come if they want to. Basically, this is my new mission. She's on a new mission. Richard is dead, as far as she's concerned.
Yeah.
So the Seeker's mission is as good as over. She's just going to go fuck up Dark and Raw.
Yeah. Also, they don't have horses, so she doesn't care. She's just like, I'm walking. I'm not going to stop. If you can keep up, cool.
Right.
Otherwise, don't care.
The epitome of stubbornness. Like, fuck it, we're walking then. I don't care. I'm going to go kill him. Whatever it takes. To the extreme if need be.
And then she just leaves. She doesn't wait for an answer. She doesn't wait for their stuff. She just goes.
That's all the info they need. Hey, I'm going to go kill Dark and Raw. So you can come if you want to. Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Zedd and Chase start frantically grabbing their shit because they don't want to leave it behind. And Zedd looks at Chase and is like, dude, you got a family. If you want to go home, it's fine. Cut your losses. Go. Please.
Yeah, now's the time. If you're going to go like now.
Yeah.
Don't get us halfway there and then duck out later.
Yeah. This is a suicide mission we're probably not going to return from.
Yeah.
So don't kid yourself. Chase is like, well, fill me in on what the Mord Sith thing was that we were talking about earlier, because I'm a little confused. And that's when Zedd fills him in on, like, the do's and don'ts and cans and can'ts of Mord Sith. And Chase asks what a Mord Sith is, and Zedd fills him in. And he tells him that Richard wouldn't have known that you couldn't attack him with magic, because they seize your magic when you attack him.
Yeah, he had never dealt with anything like that before.
Yeah. That is a Dahara creature. And every time in this book that I've come to it, it makes me frustrated, because I'm like, you should have fucking warned him on your long trek across the grounds.
Or, like you were saying before, somebody should have gone with Richard.
At least a fucking wolf.
They would have known way before now who had him. And had they possibly known who had him, they would have been able to head towards Dahara sooner and be literally 3 weeks ahead of where they are now. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Chase, at this point, once he hears all this shit, is like, yeah, okay, I'm going. If Richard had to deal with all that shit, I'm not going to let that stand. I'm going to follow you guys. I'm going to stand behind you. I'm going.
Cause worth fighting for. I'm in.
He asks if the Mord Sith are a danger to them. And Zedd tells him, no, not to you. You don't have magic. Not to me, because I'm a badass. And not to Kahlan, because she's a confessor. And that'll just kill him.
I could picture Chase just tucking his mace in his belt. It's like, well, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
What are we worried about then, dude?
What are we waiting for?
Let's go take her down.
But it's interesting because we find out that the touch of a confessor is death to a Mord Sith, like a morbid death.
Yeah. He goes, I've seen it once and I don't want to see that again. So let's avoid those people, please.
But we've been threatened with Kahlan being tortured by a Mord Sith now repeatedly. And apparently that's not a thing.
Right. Which means that Dark and Rawl, when telling Richard that this Mord Sith is going to torture the hell out of Kahlan if he doesn't help him, was all bullshit.
Yeah.
It was an empty threat that would have never worked because Kahlan would have totally been able to handle a Mord Sith.
Right. Because even if she uses her power once, they can't capture her power to use against her.
Right.
So
She could just keep getting them over and over and
eventually
over.
she'll recharge and
Right.
get them. Yeah.
Or just fucking stop their hearts, because that's a thing she can do now.
Yeah, apparently.
From 12 feet away, I hear. At least 12, maybe more.
Zedd said he never wants to see... Yeah, Zedd says he never wants to see a death like that again. But he also looks around and is like, I've seen a lot of shit I never want to see again. Which, yeah, I mean, I would imagine seeing some guy eat his own raw balls.
The cutting of the balls and the...
And then the eating, yeah. I feel like that would probably top your list, right?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like that would make it really hard to hang out with Kahlan at social functions because you would always, you get your beer mug and you would always spin the beer mug in your hand, watch it swirl, just staring into it. And that's what you would be thinking about. Like, remember that time you cut that dude's balls off? That really fucked with me, man. I'll never be able to not remember that because of you. And I mean, he deserved it, like we were saying, but goddamn.
Do you remember the sound of him chewing and then cracking? That was a lot.
Like leftover Swedish meatballs. Yeah, no, it was awful. It was so bad.
So as Chase and Zedd are like packing up and discussing the fact that Chase is going, they hear an impact without sound. So I mean, they hear it, but they don't hear it. You know what I mean? And they run to see what happened, and they find the last dude that was holding her dead on the trail with his sword in his chest. And they keep running to go find Kahlan, and she's just like fucking walking. And we're walking.
Now, it doesn't say exactly how far away Kahlan is from them at that point.
No.
But if they come to that guy and then they look down the trail, I mean, granted, there's got to be some time to where Kahlan's moving after she did it and they haven't quite found the guy yet.
Yeah.
Right? So there's room for error, but it's farther than 12 feet, sounds like.
Yeah.
So, what now, 50 feet? At least? Kahlan can just go, you, and confess people. Instantly, and then again, and then again, and then again.
Yeah, she definitely does. Like, we don't know how close she was to this dude. She may have done it while she walked past him.
That's true. That's true.
But she definitely doesn't have any recharge time.
Right, yeah. Instant recharge. She's ready to go. She can just keep confessing people.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing that sticks out about it is that there's no apparent limit. She's not done. She's actually calmed down and, gotten herself dressed and then painted her face, which is something, but she's gotten her shit back together, but it's still going.
Yeah.
The power is just there and ready to go.
Yeah. Just ready to blast off at everybody. And as Zedd looks at her before the chapter ends, he realizes that the dress he always thought was beautiful flowing in the wind is actually battle armor.
Yeah, and I mean, you can kind of see why he feels that way about it, because earlier in the chapter, when she was like, it's time to get down to business, she puts her confessor's dress on, and it's a big deal that she's not going to cover it up. She's identifying herself as a confessor, and she is putting the image that everybody else has of a confessor out there for people to see. And normally doing that doesn't bring her a whole lot of joy, but she doesn't care anymore. She doesn't care that people are afraid. She doesn't care that people don't like her. She is identifying herself as a confessor and being fucking loud about it so people know she has come to do some shit.
Right. Just like the way she